What is going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to the FGC. I am your very, very purple host right now here, live on camera. I'm Crash, of course, in the building as per usual. We've got Static G here with us.
What's up?
What is going on, homie? Oh man, we've got some stuff to get into this week.
A lot happened.
A lot.
Roman Reigns retained his title. Sorry, wrong podcast. That's not a wrestling podcast.
Wrong show, man. Wrong show. This is the show about the zombies, right? Like the Spaniards and all that. Is that all? Yes. Oh, that's also the wrong show. Damn.
Laguita Outbreak.
Yeah, we're all over the place. But no, this is Double Tap. This is the podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. For those that are returning this week, thank you very much for the 2 quarters for an extra credit. For those that have been swindled into hit and play, we appreciate you guys coming through this week. Yeah, man. So this is being recorded on the 3rd of April, 2023. And we do have a lot to talk about, man. We've got a lot of character trailers to get into. We've got a breakdown or two, some announcements. Just general EVO Japan happened, right, this weekend. We talked last week on a lot of these potential announcements we might be seeing, and there is so much. There's like a lot more even than what this show we can pack into like the 1 hour 15-ish right now. So if we don't get to a certain subject, best believe it'll probably be in next week's show. Just kind of put a disclaimer out there for you guys.
Or Tekken's just going to come up with more things constantly.
Yeah. By then we'll have even more on the backlog. But in the meantime, we're going to cover a lot of the good stuff this week. And like I said, if we don't get to it, it'll more than likely be on next week. But if you think we missed something that you definitely want to talk about, hey, hit us up. Double Tap FGC, of course, on Twitter. Go check us out there. And also, for those that have subscribed or have been checking out the YouTube content over on Double Tap FGC on YouTube, we appreciate all you guys. We've already hit kind of like some marks, some actual goals in the first quarter of 2023. But if you want to go check out some of that content we do split up a lot of these pieces of the podcast there for, you can get a nice little visual. If you don't catch us live here on twitch.tv/MashThoseButtons, go check us out on YouTube. So much appreciate that. Once again, that's Double Tap FGC. Go subscribe, go say what's up, get the bell notification, all that good stuff when we upload all these pieces there, on top of the original content that we have coming down the line. All right, so with all that done, let's see. We got some things to kind of take care of, man. So let's just start kind of hot right now. We'll start hot because this happened right as we got done in true fashion last week. We had some new footage come out with Street Fighter 6. So we got some new footage that got shown out with Cammy. There was already some footage that was showing off from Cammy, but they gave an actual developer showcase. And it was between her and Manon, ironically 2 of the characters I'm looking to main in this game. So it was really good for me to check it out. It's already kind of been covered, but there's just some things that I feel like we want to emphasize is kind of like a big deal. And there's one that I feel not enough people really noticed the how important this is, how kind of crazy this is. So we're gonna get right into it. So first of all, whoever plays this, 2 things. Definitely got some fussy game right there, but 2, really likes to grab a lot. There was a lot of throwing from the Cammy player in this developer showcase.
I mean, if there was a Tekken and a half, then yeah, she'd be half a screen away. But hooligan.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we got a good showcase, like her super having incredible startup, good whiff punish right there. This, as much as this was a showcase for Cammy, it was also a pretty nice showcase for Manon as well.
A lot more than the previous time.
Yes, for sure. Just want to also put it out there. Remember, Manon's supposed to be 5'9", and like only like, what is it? She's supposed to weigh less than Cammy. Like I think it was like what the bio says. Yeah, like they gotta tweak those numbers on the actual bio itself. But
I like that the crouching animation is literally like for Manon is not a full crouch. It's more of a squat to like. Yeah. But still grab range. Like it's not like a momentum. It's making more sense.
Yeah, she still has her hands out like Abel, right? A lot of people are making comparisons to her to Abel because of the way her hand is. She's doing judo and such. Like when she's actually crouching, she kind of reminds me even more because it looks closer to Abel's like standing idle animation. Actually,
that overhead. Oh my god, it's so fast.
Yeah. So we got a nice good look at a lot of the little details here and there, but for Cammy specifically. For Cammy specifically, man, this is what I want to kind of bring a little bit of attention to. So yeah, we got to see a lot of her, her DR like dry. Oh my goodness, drive rush.
DI?
No, the drive rush was used a lot. She's very quick. She has incredible walk speed. Her spin knuckle also looks pretty potent. We'll see a little bit more of it later, how she closes out with it. Daifuk is there. And Hooligan, right? Hooligan's kind of becoming a bit more of an actual tool. We were already kind of expecting that, especially showing that you can charge it and get different properties from it. But one part of this was rather, I feel it was just like overshadowed. And it has to do with Hooligan. So Hooligan, traditionally, you get 3 mix-ups, right, when it comes to her, or 3 options. You usually get Hooligan into throw, which we've seen that already. Hooligan into dive kick, which she doesn't have that. She has the overhead.
V skill 2.
Mm-hmm. And then
V skill 2 or V trigger?
I think it's
V skill 2.
I think it's V skill, and in 5. And then the third one traditionally has been when you don't press anything, you get a sliding kick, a low, like that you can go under. In this, we do still get those 3 options. For one, the overhead has been shown to actually combo, regardless. So it doesn't have to be actually like a hit, an actual counter hit for it to combo. It actually does combo just by itself, so makes it super potent, which is good. That overhead is strong. And we've seen the grab early on too. The Hooligan grab has also been an option for her, which is as expected. But not enough people are talking about this other component. So we got the grab there at 50 seconds.
Yeah, at that 50 seconds though, could you just pause it?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, how much does she get off of a certain spiral out that she can go right into Hooligan?
Yeah,
I did see that, and I noticed how scared I was. Like, how can she go, flow into something like that? Like, do they want to turn it back into Street Fighter 5? Advantage on knockdowns,
Not sure. It might just be her gameplay because, what does Cammy normally do, right? What is her gameplay? Something, spiral arrow, something, cannons. But, like, she's got her specials are going to knock you down outside of spin knuckle. Like, I don't think there's honestly any other special that she has that won't just knock you down. So to kind of make her, I guess make her kit just work, they want, off a spiral arrow knockdown, you can actually get a Hooligan option from it, which is going to be really, really powerful. I mean, you could, okay, you can't like drive impact it because it's a grab if you do the grab, but that's in that one option. If the Cammy goes for any other option, then drive impact will blow that up, right? Or DP and such. There's going to be options when we get into
neutral
the game.
Jump, get DP'd yourself. That's cool.
Potentially, yeah, exactly. So there's a lot, but the big piece that I was talking about earlier is about I believe it's going to be at a minute 30 something. Let me just double check. So yeah, we got the overhead at a minute 30, and I think we should be getting another knockdown shortly after. Yeah, so we got the neutral jump to the knockdown once again, and then we get another Hooligan. This is the part that I don't know why enough people haven't freaked out about. Is that right? Was that too fast? Hold on, let me help you all out real quick. Okay, we get the knockdown. Yeah, crouching fierce to the there it is again. 136. That, my friends, is a feint, which has not been a thing before. And I don't mean a feint like you just said, Crash. You just said like if you don't do anything, you get the slide. Yes, that's if you don't do anything, you get a slide, but that is a guarantee low that is more than likely probably negative and such. I'm not talking about a low that she does afterwards. That was her crouching short. I'm talking about there is a straight up feint that she does that brings her straight down, and now she is in neutral, which means now she can fake that offense, that meaty option, to something else. Maybe she does sniff a DI. Maybe she does sniff a DP or something. Now she has the option to just call that out. She also has the option to fake call that out as if she's not going to stop her options. She could feints into another hooligan, feints into TK dive kick, right? Like, that's the part that I was like, holy shit, this is really, really powerful. Like, she is going to have some very incredible options. I just feel like that's the part that people seem to have kind of like overlooked, because that has never been a thing. Like, all these legacy characters are getting a lot of neat twists to their kits, and this one I was just like, wow, like y'all really let her have that, huh?
Can I see the other part with the grab, just to make sure that wasn't the grab whiff?
Yeah, no problem.
It wasn't, right?
No, it wasn't, because you can see her actually just straight down. I think she does a grab beforehand, or I think it's an overhead.
It's in the first match.
Let's see.
In the first round.
First round, okay. I think it's at 30 seconds, yeah. So, yeah, she just straight up just comes down. It isn't a whiff. She just comes down. Because we haven't seen what a whiff grab is either yet. Like, we have not seen that animation yet. But yeah, that does traditionally when she does whiff it.
30 seconds.
When she does traditionally whiff it, you actually do see her kind of like try to grip you when it whiffs. Like, that's always been the thing. I think it's right here actually. Yeah. See, like that.
So let me see it again. Hold on, go back. You sure she didn't just grab late and then that mix up she grabbed early?
If that is the whiff of the grab, it is just like see, no, she just then the recovery is insane. So that's like the other option. It's either that is a whiff grab or that is an intended feint. But the reason I lay on more on the intended feint side is because, like, just look at the direction. Look at the direction. Like, she just goes straight down. You don't see a whiff. You don't see her try to grip you or anything.
So then that's the thing. Like, it's like, do you read a neutral jump out of that so that they can go to try? Sorry, I'm stretching my arm. If I'm looking like I'm flying away.
Oh, yeah. You're trying to do your best hooligan impression. Got it.
Yes, my shoulder hurts. So, yeah, if you're setting that up and then there's a neutral jump and she can recover that fast,
now she can DP you. Bait. Yeah, exactly. Now she can DP you. And it's like, holy crap. Like, that is nasty fast. It is nasty fast. I don't think, I don't see it tweaking too differently from here to release, but the fact, because they just released this, within the past week. But damn, bro, like that right there, that son of a bitch is gonna be woo. Because depending on how, because like she was able to recover. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't do it frame by frame like on YouTube or anything like that. But Manon does get up, and there's definitely there's definitely an area for actually pressing there. Like, it's neutral right now. It's not like she's in hit stun or anything, but you're getting up. It's whether or not the Cammy is going to decide to work on any of those other options, because we've already established that this could be meaty. You can have a meaty overhead, you can have a grab. The setups are gonna be there with a little bit of tech work, but this was bonkers.
Yeah, I wish they would just release a command list at least.
They haven't yet, unfortunately. But I'm hoping to see that sometime soon. But yeah, this, like, the Cammy overall that we got to see here is really cool. Like I said, this part right here, that was the secret sauce that you had to keep an eye out for. But regardless, Cammy is looking really, really good. Manon as well. We're not gonna do a super big breakdown on Manon outside of she does damage, like that throw at at a minute 49. Her throw damage, especially stacked up, that's a chunk, man. That's what's that, 20? That's at 20% or something like that. 25% almost. It's a lot. Yeah, at a 4 stock, it's kind of gross.
And to have such a fast overhead, who knows what she's getting? And it's not like Jamie. She's getting stacks. Like, Jamie has to do each round. She looks like she holds it together every round.
Yeah, she doesn't. So, she does. So yeah, but Cammy right now is looking super potent. Manon's also looking potent. I'm glad to see, considering those are 2 characters I'm looking to main. But yeah, this Cammy stuff, this hooligan stuff is really, this is for them hooligans. This is for them degenerates. That's degenerate throw right there. Because getting those options on any knockdown is gonna make her really powerful on the wake up options if you can mix your options well. Yeah, and even the overhead looked kind of plus. Like that it was kind of late, but like I said, I'm assuming DP characters are going to be able to actually, punish that, because it wasn't like completely meaty. You can see Manon actually, kind of shuffle back and forth for a little bit before the hit, but the fact that it hits so low and she just recovers from it rather quickly is kind of wild. So now mixing that with a feint, yeah, it's gonna be nasty.
Banana sandwich.
It is gonna be nasty for sure. But yeah, that's really the only Street Fighter news that we have this week. That showed off like right after the show last week. So nothing else has been really coming about from there.
Even from EVO Japan, nothing came out of it. And I don't think I was expecting anything out of Street Fighter. We've got everything we need until the game comes out.
Yeah, basically we're T-minus less than 2 months now. We're at 59 days. Yeah, 59 days until Street Fighter 6 is now in our hands. But for you guys, it's actually, luckily enough, it's only about 5 seconds for you guys to get this ad break real quick. So we'll be right back after this, because we're going to be jumping on some SNK updates. No, not Sam Show, not KOF, like SNK in general. All right, so we'll be back after this. We're going to get some quarters. We'll see you guys soon. All right, and we're back just like that. We've got some SNK news to get into. Like I said before the break, yes, SNK news, because they dropped a bunch of information, a lot, some treats for us over the weekend. It wasn't just for one game. It just, if you look at the actual official SNK YouTube, it's just straight up one video, 3 minutes, covering a bunch of their games. Starting off with KOF 15. Yeah, so today, like I said, we are doing this on the 3rd, and the next DLC character to drop, which is Kim, is actually dropping tomorrow. So by the time this podcast is actually live on all podcast platforms out there, Kim should be available and ready to go. So the wait's basically over. This weekend was really the preview, or rather really kind of like the actual first hands on it. But we actually did get another announcement, another character. Well, we already knew about this character. We already knew Sylvie was on there, but we actually got to see some in-game looks to her. She is very over the top, has her trademark, kind of like facial animations to kind of throw you off.
The eyeballs.
Yep, the eyeballs.
I call them eyeballs. Are they eyeballs?
I'm not sure. They're huge though. But she looks cool. A lot of black. I'm surprised. There's just a lot of black on her. Darker tones, but it's still definitely the character. So we didn't get any gameplay on her, but yeah, she's gonna be dropping summer 2023. that pose.
Yeah, and so strange.
And we've got some crossplay inbound. We've already known about that, but man, it is I just love seeing that Steam, Windows, Xbox, PlayStation, Epic Game Stores just all in harmony. And then
listen,
the Fire Nation.
Guilty Gear couldn't. Oh well, I'm just saying, if Guilty Gear couldn't get it right with their crossplay, I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see. Scared. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But they're addressing that. Just like we're going to address this Sam Showdown as well. We have not forgotten. Rollback. Remember, they did talk about it. It was back in January. That got pushed. That should be April, I believe, right? I think. Yeah. Spring. Yeah, spring. Yeah, April time. I think is what I remember hearing somewhere.
So it could be on June 19th.
True that. It could definitely also be that.
Or June 20th, whatever the day before summer is. That could be how long it will take.
So now this next week is one that kind of is awesome. It's like the game, the fighting game, like developers, or rather just the industry itself is just like definitely on the what movies have been doing for so long, which is just try to remake old stuff over and over again. For movies, it might not be the same. It doesn't work the same. But for fighting games, like, all right, cool. Yeah, re-release it if it's good, but re-release it with some rollback. So KOF 13, one of my personal favorite KOFs. Yeah, like just, oh God, like it just looks so good. Still, some of the 2D animation on it cannot be topped. But adding, the music. Adding rollback functionality to it. So bringing it back, giving it some good netcode so that way it's still, playable. Or rather, it's even better than it was before because it was delay based for sure. So it's coming back. But right now, I think it's only stated, for PlayStation 4 and for Nintendo Switch. I'm hoping we get maybe a PC tweak to it, unless for some reason the PC version has rollback, which I don't believe it does, to my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong out there. Any of you awesome listeners that are bigger KOF heads than me. But right now, this is what we're looking is going to be on the PS4 and on the Nintendo Switch.
I don't think so. I saw people complaining about that.
Maybe okay then. This might just be the start though. They might announce it for Steam as well. But King of Fighters 13 Global Match is the new title for this version coming out. Open beta test for it for PlayStation 4 is happening early summer. And yeah, we also get a little look at a brand new, what is it, Mark of the Wolves, right? I believe that's what it was. Garu?
Yes.
Or Fatal Fury.
It's Garu, yeah.
Yeah, so we already knew it was already in development. They're just throwing us with I don't think we had Terry before, but now we're getting Andy and Joe.
What?
And like I would have sworn I seen some sort of promotional artwork previously.
The previous promotional artwork was the one at EVO that just showed Rock in the alleyway. So I don't know if this is just Fatal Fury and or Garo furiously in development. These are obviously Team Fatal Fury, but that's also Terry in his Garo outfit.
Yeah, so
Terry, Andy, and homie Joe. So,
yeah, so we'll just have to see what that is, but that's like I believe that's the final. Oh, excuse me, not the final announcement. We do have one more announcement, of course, and it's going to be for 15. We do have one more character that has been shown. I'm trying to like pronounce his name correctly.
You go nuts for Goenitz?
Goenitz? Is that what we're looking at?
I don't know. Every time I see it, it's spelled differently. I don't know.
Because I don't think they even said it in the trailer either. I can't recognize
Goenitz. I'm going to call him Goenitz.
These nuts, got it.
Yeah,
so these nuts is gonna be a free update. This is not a paid DLC character. This is completely free. Doesn't look like they're gonna have any kind of balance changes, or maybe they're not gonna post it up yet as to when the next balance change is gonna be. Obviously, the last one we got was with Shingo, but after that we'll have Najd, and then we still do have 2 other characters left to show off later in autumn and winter. So the KOF season 2 roadmap is it's just in full speed ahead right now. So they're looking good. They're keeping up content. Summer's gonna be packed. Summer, like Sylvie could be literally like the day after summer starts. Goenitz will probably be mid, and I want to say Notch is gonna be at the end. Would make sense. So kind of you spread it out enough, but you make it still hot during all the hot months throughout the summer, and then autumn and winter would get their own respectively. So I think they're doing a great job right now, to be honest. I think they're doing a killer job with the way they're doing the content, the way that they're releasing it, and they're keeping up with it with the beta testing and the crossplay that they're gonna try to implement. I think this is a good year. There's a good like direction they're taking KOF 15 very early on.
Yeah, I'm hyped. Obviously, for me, I believe that's gonna be Duolin. And I don't know if I'm getting just Athena flashbacks on that last character.
Yeah, I noticed that too, but she's already in the game, so it's like, wow, who is this? Like, who the hell? It's not Athena. This is Athena. Bizarro Athena. There we go. Let's just go with that. Right. Yeah, she's got red hair with a purple outfit, not purple hair. Or it's
Kula times Kula Part 2.
Oh God, no, we're good. We're good. I think we're fine with just a regular Kula. All right, so with that, we have some Guilty Gear news. Yes, we got some GG news, or rather, some trailers that came up, and some also proximity footage dropped from EVO Japan.
It's a very loud video.
Yeah. We'll talk about that video because I thought it was kind of funny how they had to have you set up to actually play the preview. For those that don't know, at EVO Japan, they did have a build of Strive there that you could actually play Bedman and get a feel for the character. LordKnight did go out there and check it out. But before EVO Japan happened, they did drop the introductory starter guide for Bedman to show just what the character is going to be capable of, what some of the parameters and just the way that the kit's going to work. So it's very interesting. It's actually very interesting. The thing that does suck is going to be the naming scheme for all this. So Bedman clearly is different from the Exerd version, right? As a lot of other characters are rather different from their Exert counterparts. But Bedman specifically had to get reworked because of the main mechanic, which is like deja vu, right? Where you could press, you would do different special moves, and you could basically replay positioning, and it would cause a lot of craziness on the screen. That would be very potent. I mean, I thought it would have been really cool to have it in this game, but just tweak it. But they went with the route of just completely reworking the kit, but having some semblance of that. I guess you can also tie it up with how the character is like a busted up version of itself. It's not really at full power, so maybe you could call that the reasoning why it's different.
Hot take.
Yeah, go on.
Reminds me of Verbokai a little bit. There's no meter, associated, but there's also no what's the meter? No, the meter was actually, he had an actual meter build, but it was just the robot meter. However, this sort of just like untested robot, and it's, well, I guess we can get into it now. It's sort of like the delayed responses of follow-up moves.
Yes,
it's really interesting, and I don't think it's been really done before.
Yeah, so
but I say that it gives me Robokai vibes because of the sort of like levels ups you can get for each of these different follow-ups.
Yeah. Yep. So that is what we're calling. It's being called Error 6E, which is depending on the special move that Bedman does, there is a follow-up that will automatically. There's a timer that gets set, and you actually will see. That's what the sparks were that we were kind of looking at during the trailer. You'll see build up, and eventually something occurs from Bedman automatically. This is without any input from the player. It's just an automatic attack follow-up that happens over a certain amount of time. So depending on your depending on your special, you will get a different type of follow-up. Now, this we'll explain later how, but you can store this, you can delay it with another special move, but that status, Error 6E, goes away on hit or block. So it's not like guaranteed as if like they do a projectile and now 6E is occurring and now Bedman is in block stun. Will that follow-up projectile happen mid your string? No, because they're avoiding that, because it would be kind of broken, because it's like now it's guaranteed, taking back your turn and stuff. So they had to be a way to balance it. So on hit or on block, that status goes away. Now
imagine getting, by the way, hit by a 6P and then like, they try to do that, and it's like 6P into the rest of that move. Like,
it's gonna be good
if the 6P is good.
Yeah. So call 4BA is the first one. It's their projectile. It is a projectile that flies straight forward. In the air, it will also slightly track the positioning. It does track, but doesn't track like super perfectly. Like if you're full screen, chances are you'll probably get hit, but it does track from the full screen on that. When you're closer mid, you can avoid it. We'll see it in the follow-up. I think it's in that follow-up gameplay from LK that I noticed, because I think that's something he was testing to see how good the projectile is. And the call 6E is the little lightning bolt. That is the follow-up from that.
I just noticed that it's kind of like Dizzy. The Dizzy arrows, not arrows, but used to throw up like different triangle like moves, like swords.
Yeah, a little bit. I could see that.
She had one in Guilty Reload that you could set up in the air and it would go away for a while. Like it'd be a small electric ball.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, kind of.
Circle back heavy, I think it is.
I could see that. So call 4B3 is basically, I think it's like task B. Like these specials are like replacing what were called tasks in the previous rev. They were like task A, B, and C. Task 4B3 is like the spinning one. It's definitely like negative, because they showed like you can definitely get punished for it. But the follow-up on it is very powerful. It's just a multi-hitting. Yep, it's a multi-hitting projectile. It's explosive. Think of it like the same animation when Potemkin like flicks back a projectile. It's that same animation. It's just 3 hits instead of 1. You can also do it in the air as well, so you can probably like TK it or kind of use it as a good air-to-air. You can combo it from, just like crouching HS and such. There's going to be definitely a lot of different ways to get through it. 4B9, aka Malfunction, is a quarter circle heavy slash. That's like the... I don't think that's an overhead, but I mean, it looks like it is for some reason. I don't... maybe not, but it's just the way it's swinging. It looks like it.
It might be because apparently you can delay it too.
Yes, you can delay it.
Maybe the full charge one is overhead. Not
maybe.
Sure.
So you get kind of like an explosive like hit on it that your opponent does go like up in the air. So it's an easy like RCable move to kind of extend from, because there's a lot of time before they hit the ground. You can probably juggle, maybe go for one of the prior specials, which I'm already forgetting the names of, like 4BA and such. There we go. Bam, got it. The follow up there on Call 6E is the head pop. Boop. A little bit of a delay. The head pops from Bedman and blows you up. So it could definitely be useful post like hitting, especially if you're within, say imagine you land it, you can then follow up with like a hit string, a block string that then ends with the head to probably keep you plus. So definitely very offensive, move to kind of keep your offense going. So that's like, I'm trying to just already kind of theorize like where it could go. So yeah, it could be delayed by holding the heavy slash button to throw things like maybe a counter, like say like for a bike and play, like throw off the timing on it. I'm trying to think what else. Maybe potential like FD blowups, right? Like if they're just trying to FD, you could just kind of save that time in between, or possibly even make something with. So call 0.2. I'm just gonna call it 0.2. Call 0.2 is a quarter circle back punch. And what it does, it makes the additional attacks occur, like the 6E attacks occur immediately. Or rather, excuse me, it delays it, right? Let me double check if it's delay or it's immediate.
Listen, that's a lot. But this one is the one that delays it. You can keep waiting on it. It doesn't cash out, basically. And that's what causes a mix-up. So you don't cash out, but you can delay on when you want to take it out. You want to do a grab and then it falls into it. It would be kind of a crazy mix.
Oh, I think I got this. Yeah, I think I got it. I think I got it mixed up on it.
The other one makes it happen faster, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, instantly.
So it makes air 6E attacks happen automatically. Got it.
No, it says air okay.
Yeah.
It's just that it happens much faster, I would believe. Or there's just another. Yeah, it just happens instantly.
Okay, so it does. So instead of waiting, okay, I was confused. I thought that one, it's the call one is the one that actually delays it. Okay, so those two.
Oh, okay.
So there were two. I was like, I'm not tripping. I was like, I knew I saw one that delayed it. Yeah, we don't have the character yet. We will soon, hopefully. But yeah, so call 0.2 will immediately make the follow-ups happen. I'm assuming when you do it though, there's gaps in it from the animation for you actually inputting it. But then call, I don't even know what they're calling this one. It's like call 0. What's it called? Hold on. Okay, call 1. God, so they really could not make these moves any more harder for commentators or casters to call out. So call 1 then is the one that delays that immediate or the eventual timer on the 6E moves. That's the one that you kind of like can just store it and then do it again, like so you can switch up the timing. Now, whether or not can you do it more than once is what I'm trying to figure out. So it's like, can you continuously store it? Like if you're in full screen and do the projectile, can you just like keep storing it before you go in, so that way you can just like hold that to bust out with it later, right? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't see any other meters, so why not?
Yeah, so call 13C is a really cool install super. It's a half circle back forward slash, and that basically just increases all those follow-up 6E like moves are just buffed. Like some of them are pretty wild, like especially that fireball one now becomes like a full screen, just super heavy fireball, multi-hitting that just drags the opponent across it, and it will cause all wall break. Yeah, all the follow-ups will then cause wall break. And then you have call 4C, which is just a blast, a single hit blast, super invo on wake up, on knockdown. So we got a wake up move, right? So now you don't have to worry about it. Now it's like, think of it kind of like Rams, super. It's just invo off the rip. So you can actually just, bust out with it if need be. Depending on how the splash damage is, you're going to be able to use it between strings that your opponent has. If you see gaps, to kind of call them out on. If you have 50 tension. And of course, they didn't go into it specifically, but we do have the 8-way dash that is confirmed.
Yeah,
8-way dash is there. So yeah, you can expect some movement. So I think this character honestly is going to be high APM a bit, because you're constantly trying to juggle the follow-up moves or trying to lock it in to make sure you can have an approach after certain special moves naturally. So I think this character is going to be playing really well, can play I think well at the full screen right now with just, you know, the projectile game and the follow-up to it to kind of cover your approach coming in. But once you're in, especially if you do like that install, I think you're going to be able to kind of just really just run havoc on your opponent, because you're going to be able to kind of fill in gaps in your offense that maybe naturally are open, but now with those follow-ups from call 6E and such, and especially if you have that install, yeah, it'll become very nerve-wracking for your opponent to deal with.
Yeah, and one thing I don't like is, well, I guess as you're fighting Bedman, character Delilah shows up in front of him, but shows up behind the other character, so it doesn't obscure your opponent.
Yes,
but
that would be
a little
cheap.
bit obscure to you.
No, yeah, it would be pretty cheap, but yeah. So checking out LK's video, just going through all the buttons, you know, that we're putting out there. There's already some that are kind of, you know, showing up to be pretty potent, like crouching or 2S. You know, it's kind of a swipe. Could potentially be hitting behind too, because it's like a 360. You kind of even see the trails it creates there. Looks really good. Standing 5HS looks solid. I think what is it? 2HS? 2HS is like a really slow button. Is that 2HS or is that 6HS? Oh, I think that's 6HS. Let me see. Let me just double check that. Oh, that's 6HS. I was gonna say that's like really slow. So 6HS is there. So there's gonna be some gaps for sure. I just want to point it out. You're only allowed 5 minutes on this setup, and they even got a timer down there. As soon as a representative would walk away, I would instantly be like, let me keep going. What you mean? No, it's only been 5 minutes, bro. We do have
5 minutes ago.
We do have the stomp, you know, the bed stomp as well. That's, I think it's is it dust by chance? Let me double check. Is it dust? We got, you know, yeah, so it is dust. Air dust is the bed stomp. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it.
Not exactly a DP though.
No, no. So we do have some close buttons as well we're messing with here throughout the entirety. I think LK does go into guard after first, or guard only first, to kind of get an idea for you know, some potential strings as to like what they do. But yeah, you guys can check out the entire video there, but it's more of a breakdown, or not a breakdown, but just a little bit more of a exhibition as to like what the character can do. It's some really interesting stuff. We haven't, to my knowledge, gotten a date to Bedman yet, right? I don't think we've seen when they will drop, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. I would assume it's gonna be soon, because like if they already have this character kind of this far along, and we haven't, you know, had anything new since, was it Bridget or Sin? Who was the last one? Oof. It was Sin, right?
Oh man, Sin. Yeah, the day I went to Washington DC, we got the announcement. It was like Thanksgiving. I want to say after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
First week of December.
Yeah, it's been a tiny bit. So
just in April.
Yeah, would be a good time to actually release Bedman, but looks potent. I like a character that has a lot of you know, utility. I think Bedman might actually be a kind of second for me. Not gonna lie, I might actually rock the Bedman. We'll see how it turns out.
How do you hit a stance on a bed?
I don't know. How do you hit a stance on the bed?
I don't know. You tell me. It's a stance character.
Yeah, I know. There is also, I just did want to also highlight one more video, which is from Ozzy GB on YouTube. Did a really awesome comparison video between Exert Bedman and Rev, kind of explaining Bedman, explaining kind of like, you know, what's replacing what, or what's supplementing between certain moves from Exert versus Strive, and, you know, shows what Bedman could do in the previous one versus what this one does. You're probably gonna be like, wow, they nerfed the shit out that character. I mean, kind of. The stuff you could do in Rev though is also completely insane compared to what Strive is allowing characters to do. So trust, you're not gonna be the only one there with that overall thought.
Reminds me of Arakune a little bit. I mean, Arakune was ridiculous. I mean, my homie uses those characters, but he didn't use Bedman, so I don't know. He uses more Zato, I guess, or Dizzy.
All right, so from Strive, we're going now onto some Tekken 8.
Jeez,
Tekken!
We're still here.
Oh my god, yeah, we got a lot to get through on that.
4 new characters, or 4 new trailers.
Yep.
Jun happened last week. I believe that happened on the day after, wasn't it?
The additional gameplay, yeah.
Jun trailer, right?
Yes.
And then we're gonna go into that. Of course, I just want to go over the 4: Xiayou, Leroy Smith, and Asuka Kazama. Damn.
Yeah, they decided to come out swinging fairly hard. Harada, you had no reason to go in that hard. I don't know what your problem is, but we also appreciate it. Yeah, so 2 of the characters were announced during EVO weekend. It was Asuka and Leroy were shown off at EVO. Xiayou was just like right before EVO weekend went down, and like you said before, Jun was just like, you know, we're just throwing it out there. Why not? The Jun trailer was more of a, what was it? More of a, or excuse me, not just a Jun trailer. It was wait, was it a Jun trailer? Or was it? Because I thought it was like a character exhibition, right? That had a bunch of matches.
We got a lot when Xiayou was announced.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I forget whose it was, but I may have a link somewhere of it.
So there was a gameplay trailer that just showed a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of different characters.
Yeah. You're right.
The UI and such is what it was. It just Jun happened to be in there because Jun played against martial law. We got to see not Xiayou. We got to see just all kinds of things. There's actually even more things to talk about there. As a matter of fact, let me just get this right up. There is a lot to show off, a lot to talk about. This is I just have to like put it all on my screen because guess what? This is the only way
they invited people.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they invited a bunch of people to the headquarters to play, and I didn't want to watch GameSpots or IGNs. I found somebody, and I can't find the footage right now, but I will find it. But that's a lot of footage you've got on the screen right now. Tell me what's happening.
Yeah, so we do, like I said, we got the gameplay, the alpha gameplay that went down. That was about like a week ago, like about 5 or so days ago. And we just had a bunch of character gameplay, UI, everything's just being shown off. We're seeing Jin versus Nina versus Martial Law. We've got, I think it was, who are the other ones? We got Lars as well versus Jin, which showed off some other interesting things that got me so freaking angry. I'm actually like, I'm both stoked, but I'm also angry because of the fact that it's not because it's Tekken. Like I got all nothing but love for Tekken, but Tekken was the last one that had me thinking that would happen, which was custom intros or unique intros. They are finally fucking back. They actually get custom intros or unique intros depending on the characters you pick. Like Jin and Lars literally do the Ken and Ryu freaking fist bump before they start the match. Xiayou and Jin like make sure to do their martial arts stance and like bow to each other. I'm just like, oh my god, they finally did it. They're back. Like they're so fucking awesome. You know what better game too? Like Tekken has so much lore. Like you should just do some shit like that there. It would be great. Like imagine Brian throws something at Jack 8 and Jack 8 like just crushes it or something like that, or throws a piece of another Jack 7 or something at Jack 8 and he destroys it on the way in. Like it's so awesome. So we got to see that. So they showed that off. Like I said, they showed off a bunch of different matches. So like I said, we got to see UI. There is a bigger Tekken breakdown that we're going to do because there was also a follow-up on a lot of the system changes. Right, like I think it's like things like low parry you can no longer launch her from a successful low parry. Like that's not a thing.
Video.
Yeah, there's
the clip, or I have the not clip, but the like just a screenshot. But I actually watched the whole thing. I'm just looking through my history because I don't know where I went. Where I put it.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was everywhere, bro. It was there was Tekken everywhere. So they're just coming out swinging, like we said earlier. Asuka, Xiayou, and Leroy being the newest characters added. Also, mind you, there's in the awesome Jun gameplay, we get to see that she's a very unique character because she's a character that chip damages herself and her opponent, but can also heal herself. Like, she's gonna be so fun to play. I had to reach out to the homie Commander just to make sure he was alive once that video came out. Mind you, I didn't know this, and like I said, Tekken has been one of my weakest in terms of lore and such. It took me like so long for me to realize Asuka is like Jin's like cousin.
Kazama?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not listen, I haven't seen Jun Kazama in like however long. And on top of that, the other thing that killed me, I thought Lars was like Jin's half brother, and he's not. He's like his uncle.
Oh. Yeah. See, I never knew. Yeah. I just
I thought he was like Kazuya's illegitimate child. No, it was Hahachi's illegitimate child.
People like to complain about clones in other games. This is the clone I complain about. it's like, all right, I really like Jin in Tekken 3, but man, he's not the same in 4. I'll just go back to Kazuya. Maybe Heihachi, I don't know, not too sure. However, I did send you a video by, the name is Spag.
Oh, Spag, yes. Spag has been my go-to spot. Shout out to Spag on YouTube. Go subscribe if you want Tekken, because he also actually ended up going to the headquarters and actually did play, and that's where I learned a lot about Jun and the way she's playing overall. But yeah, there's a really dope video on him actually going there and actually playing the game, and basically an entire overview on it.
That's where the screenshots came from of the general system changes.
Yes, what's it called? Is this general system similarity? They shows like similarities, but then things that are changed on it. Yep, absolutely.
Timestamps. So
yep. So go check that out. We're gonna sit down with it. We're actually gonna be bringing in someone to help kind of make this, like, kind of get a good feel for how the game direction is going. But there is a lot of changes and things that I'm super excited for, things that I do like, things that I'm pretty sure some of the community like or maybe don't like about it. But we're gonna be checking all these out. But in the meantime, if you want to go check out that video, like I said, it's Spag, SPAG, Tekken complete overview. It was just posted about 5 days ago. Go check them out. Really awesome coverage on all the news for Tekken 8. But yeah, it's remember, this is an alpha. Like they're still very, very much like, it's still very early on. The game's not going to be coming out this year, probably 2024, but the game already looks really good. I'm hyped. It'll probably be a Tekken I will jump in and play more, especially with Leroy now announced. I'm kind of hinting towards Leroy. I think I might play Leroy. Yeah. He's a little bit more my style. I think he's got a good counter. He is the Grand Master of Drip. He says it right in his trailer. That's a sentence. That's a sentence we have in official marketing. Grand Master of Drip. I mean, you can't go against that. And I'm sure T-Pain will have a lot of, it's gonna have a lot of fun playing that character too when it drops.
Well, I've always wanted to. Oh yeah, you're right. I've always just wanted to learn Asuka. Just never had the time to. But that we're gonna get into this. We're gonna deep dive into Tekken because Tekken. Our Tekken episodes are kind of fat.
Yeah, that literally when we're covering Tekken, bro, it is just a Tekken episode with a little bit of other games. That's really what's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, so all the characters showing off. There's definitely some new stuff. It's like Asuka having a sidestep 2 is a heat rush activator, which is kind of crazy. She's got a dive kick. Some people are trying to figure out what her like pointing stance is that she does. I'm thinking it's gonna be her new charge because she had a charge before. I think it's like her version of a charge, but it seems to upgrade some of her movesets as well. So she's definitely getting a facelift. Xiayou, I have absolutely no idea what's different with Xiayou. I don't know that character. Sorry, Dame. All love to you. There's a stance. I know that. Ironically, she's a stance character, and I'm a stance player most of the time. But I just don't know. I just don't know what's different here.
I knew that she was really good in the last game, but I know she had in other games. She had a sidestep stance, a backward stance, a very low to the ground, sort of low profile, avoiding one, and that's all.
I like just one of the little detail about her trailer is that it showed her fighting Nina and King, who were the two characters that she had to fight in the anime in the Netflix series, which I was like,
that's what I'm saying.
I was like, I see you. I see you, Bandai. Good stuff. No triangle shadows, but I see you though. I see you trying.
Right. Gave me more appreciation for Jun, I'll tell you that.
For sure. So
I'm looking forward to Jun as well. I did
absolutely.
like her Tekken Tag 1.
Absolutely. So guys, yeah, we will be following up on all the Tekken news for sure. By the time we end up with our next episode full of Tekken, there's probably going to be even more news, but we're going to be bringing in some experts to definitely break it down with us for sure. So stay tuned for that. While you're staying tuned for that, stay tuned for this ad break that we're about to get into, because we do have a couple other things to get down with. So actually, you know what? We could do Granblue afterwards. We'll be coming back with some Granblue news, and then we'll be jumping into our Focus Attack, which is of course EVO Japan. So we'll be right back, guys. We're gonna get a couple extra quarters. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back, and Static G is just thrilled to be here. Big old smile. All right, so we just got through just basically an overview of just all this Tekken action that we're gonna be jumping onto, but we do have some Granblue news as well. Kind of some news. It is news, but it's not a whole lot that we can really go into. So it's really more of a blip. So Granblue, obviously, we know Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising coming out 2023. We had a new trailer drop. It's just kind of a overall look at gameplay, some tweaks to the gameplay of some characters. You get to see some of the follow-ups that they're adding into the mechanics to the game itself, just like little glimpses, not really a whole lot, but there are just some glimpses there for us to take a peek at to kind of keep us a little bit satisfied. But the big thing that really came through was the end, right at about 145 or something like that. It was at the end of it. We get hit with the Rise to Glory and end screen, and we're like, oh, okay, that's gonna be it, 2023. Yes, all that good stuff. Then bam, we get hit.
Wheel of Fate. Sorry.
Yeah, here begins Fate's new episode, Fate's episode, and then we do get someone, super edgelordy, just looking at their hands. Oh my god, opens it up.
Is it
super
Nightmare?
Typical. No, close enough. It's Siegfried. Yeah, close enough. One big old sword.
I have no idea, but he looks cool.
Yeah, he looks cool. Armor cladded up. But it's funny. It's all blue or like cooler colors, but his sword glows red. Interesting. Can't wait to find out how he's gonna look when he has a big old fish in his hands, when you can change that out. But yeah, so Siegfried is the next character to be shown off. I'm assuming they're gonna have a trailer for him soon. But we also do get a online beta test announcement, or rather it's telling you it's going to be going on live in May. It's for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 only. I'm assuming this is for the rollback / crossplay, I believe. I think it's just specifically for the rollback. But yeah, so we do get a little bit of that updating Granblue.
It says PlayStation 4 and 5, so if it's not crossplay at all.
Yeah, I don't think there's... Well, I'm trying to think whether or not they did announce crossplay in general. I would hope they do. But
I don't know if the one now does. But the game, I just hope it doesn't cost another arm nor another leg.
Yeah, this is a new game. This, to my knowledge, they haven't stated this is just an expansion. Like, you do have to pay for this game. So it's like, damn, this better be worth it, man. Because like the online is gonna be a big plus for sure, and I don't mind the game. I think it's awesome. It's fun. I definitely put my time in it too. But like, yeah, what are you thinking? You thinking full price?
I think they would. Damn. Even though it should be maybe 40. Should do the Ultimate Marvel 3 route.
Could do 40. Could do 40. Yeah.
I mean, DNF Duel was 40 at start or 50 at start, I believe. But this one is full price for a couple years already.
Yeah, it's actually rare for Granblue to come out on sale.
Yeah, and it was maybe once or twice, but anytime it does, we do let you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I am looking forward to the game, though. Deals was cool, but I feel like he was lacking, in my opinion. He's still good. mean, we're going to get into actually EVO results very shortly, which is going to be, I want to talk a little bit about Granblue. So I didn't watch it fully because hours are difficult.
14 hour difference is kind of big.
I did keep getting all the notifications because I have EVO just notifications stuck from Twitter on my phone. And it was every single match that was on stream I would wake up in the morning, swipe. Like it is just, yeah.
So with that, so Granblue Rising once again. We'll check out for some updates coming up soon. But yeah, let's just jump into our focus attack. EVO Japan is no secret. Went down over the weekend. Something I got a chance to sit down and watch when I could, of course. And yeah, man, it was a fun set of results that we got. All the different games that went through. Once again, it was Virtual Fighter, Granblue, Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, Tekken, and KOF. Oh, and Melty as well. Those were the main games. They had a buttload of side games. It was really cool because they had you got to see some of the side games that had like big whiteboards and stuff, and some of them would put their brackets on, or they would do like really cool artwork and such. It was some of the tweets were really awesome. But yeah, it was overall really good. I think it was a breakdown of it was tied for 7th place. You got like close to $500. 5th place tie got 600. 4th with 900. 3rd place with 1,500. 2nd place for 3K, and then 1st place taking home about $7,500 USD. This is USD. It obviously translates different for the yen. But yeah. So I don't know which one do you want to start with. Do you want to go with Granblue since we just jumped in? Let's go.
Yeah, sure. Now listen, I didn't get to devour it all, but I did watch through it all because I was expecting certain characters to be at the top. I believe who was it that won EVO? Was it a 6 player? Xiayou's player?
The previous one or this one?
This year's EVO.
Who won Granblue this year?
Well, but I mean, we're gonna talk results. So if you're privy to spoilers, I suggest nothing. So
it was Gamera. A Japan player won it from Losers, and they won with Cagliostro and Jita. Or excuse me, Vera. Sorry, Vera.
Because we get Zombie. We had Zombie on the show.
Zombie's like the only Cag out there that probably could take it. So
the best Cagliostro out there on this side of the pond. Now, Gamera won this year's as well. Was that who won that one?
For EVO Japan? Yes. Won both EVO 2022 and won EVO Japan. Well, 2020.
EVO Japan this year. And EVO Japan this year, Gamera with Jita, Catalina, and Zoe. No Cagliostro. But Tororo gets 2nd with Percival of all characters.
With Percy.
Yeah,
that was your character, right? Wasn't that your character?
Yeah, but there was a huge nerf after a while of not being able to EXDP through fireballs or any projectiles. So pretty interesting. The character has really laggy buttons, so weird recovery buttons. But I mean, hey, more power to them. I mean, I believe Percival is still good. I like him. He's got the power-ups. I really wanted to watch it, but Belial got 3rd, who I believe has already been a problem. Matera's always been a problem with with the arrows. Jita's just being, I guess they really nerfed Gran. Because
Jita has always been slightly better since her release. I believe she's always been slightly better than Gran.
Why use Gran? Exactly. Why use Gran when you can Jita?
There's Gran, then there's better Gran. So
yeah, and then Ren is there with Avatar Belial. What does Avatar mean?
It's the souped up version. There's think of it like EX. There's a Belial, then there's like a super evil Belial. So yeah, there's 2 versions of them. Oh,
and they also use Grand, but also Seox or Six or whatever.
And Vanilla Belial as well. So
yeah, I really want to. That's the character I really want to use. Now again, I'm gonna wait for the fantasy, the new game, because I actually would like to play it. I don't want to play the old one and buy all these new characters now. I'm literally just gave it to my brother recently because he likes the art style. I'm like, here, enjoy this, and then I'm like, I have to relearn it. So yeah. So no, I thought that was a pretty good, and even look, La Diva made 9th place. That's pretty cool. I mean, grapplers for life, right?
Yeah,
your favorites as of late. And then Vasaraga is down there in 13th. Eustace, I forgot, was in the game. Another shooting character, or sort of like that. I guess a bit of a lame character. I'm like I said last week, I wanted to see where the meta was going with that game, because I want to see who to pick up next time I play it. I mean, Catalina's been up there, has always been up there, and Jita, obviously, just still the grand boots, right?
Yep. Hey, Narmaya, just close to top 16. Let's go. Hopefully she gets buffed enough that the next version she'll be better. Please just make her overhead thing an actual overhead. Just give her that, and literally you will make her a good character, and she'll see more play, and it'll be awesome. Why else with that game? Why else would I want to spend meter to do that shit? Yeah, sure, plus, but it's like I gotta like do so much just to get that to be plus. Yeah, so I got to watch a little bit of Granblue. KOF 15 I didn't get a chance to watch, but Xiaohai ended up taking that pretty convincingly.
I saw the end while I was watching. I don't remember who I was watching. I was working, so I was just had it on the side, so I couldn't really interact. But I think I was watching a couple people talk about it. But anyway, Xiaohai is super convincing. He's not letting go of this game. I mean,
no,
he doesn't need to stop playing this game. It's like, and I don't know what it is. It's like the more frustrated he was, the older he looked, but he wasn't losing any good games either. Like it was just going at it. And everybody else, I was watching, I forget his name. Oh, Rome. I was watching Rome himself on Twitch, and he was just like, dude, everybody else is just like sad, because there's so many like mess ups that some people are getting. Like there's a lot of there were a lot of drops combos, but then Xiaohai was just like, all right, capitalize. There was one moment where I saw him like capitalize on a cross up with just a jab, like just a normal jab. Like they know the perfect spot to be in. It's crazy.
Yeah. So and when it comes to KOF, I also get to play my favorite game. When it comes to wait, hold up one second, I'm double checking. Oh, that's I'm tripping. That was EVO. I was like, wait a minute, those look like the wrong names there. Excuse me. When it comes to KOF, let's see how many Kyo characters do we get in top 8. While this plays out in the background, I'll be able to give you guys a quick peek there. So
Kyo or
basically Kyo variants. Which are really just Kyo. So in the top 8, we've got there is one Sanwa rocked with K, Long, and Cronin. So that's already 2 right there. Sanwa M dash. Yeah. So we got K and Cronin there. Brooks ET got Cronin, so that's 3. Let me see. 31M did not. Lagia got Kyo and Cronin as well there. That's another 2 more, so that's 5. Leshar got K Dash and Cronin. That's 7. ZJ, what is it? ZJZ, or is it like ZJZ?
Yeah, made it into the grand.
Made it to grand. Did not actually rock any K variant, but Xiaohai did have Kyo and Cronin. So that's 9. 9 variations used up in the top 8 and all the teams total, which isn't bad. I mean, Beat Janet was pretty up there as well. Beat Janet was in like I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you want to include the variation from ZJZ, which you can see right here on the gameplay screen, I used it, so that's like 6 different times Beat Janet was used. Pretty good character, huh? Pretty good character, I want to say.
Listen, they nerfed her, and she's still good. But they can nerf Rock. The way they nerfed Rock was like they shifted apparently all of his hitboxes, and the command grab is worse. So like that's why you probably have Mad KOF or Violent Kane who aren't using them. By the way, that was all top 8 that Crash Tekken mentioned.
Oh yeah,
that's not including the top 26 or top 28 who's have like or top 32, excuse me, who's had like all the usual names that we see in there, like Violent Kane, Lacid. Let me see, there's another one, Mad KOF, Xiao Bao, let me see, Tomago. Like those, they all made it out there.
Yep. Shout outs to Abao with rocking the Hydern in top 8. Hell yeah. The Colonel.
Yeah. Who got buffed. That's the thing.
Who got buffed. Exactly. It's the only one that made it to top 8, but there was a couple. There was like at least another one listed in the top 32 with Hydro. Scamped. used Yakazaki, Hydern, and Ralph, and he had a different variation where it was Ramon, Iori, and Hydern, and some others too. But also making it tied for 9th place. So the Colonel is potent right now. Colonel's potent.
Yeah. I remember watching Lacid. I believe he just uses random select twice and picks his character Ash, known for an Ash play. But anyway, Xiao Hai does not look like he's going to be stopped.
Yeah, no. Actually, spoilers, anybody that made it to grand finals here, whoever won the tournament, that grand finals was a blowout for multitude of games. I think Granblue might be the only one that wasn't a blowout, but like Tekken, Street Fighter, Guilty, KOF, those were blowouts, as in 3-0s. Or 5, whatever they were. It was win no, number nothing, 1-0. Like whoever their opponent was that lost, that got that 2nd place, bro. They didn't even make a dent. They were not ready. There was clearly a difference there in skill, which was kind of like crazy to see that many games to have that. I'm wondering how skewed those. Not to say the brackets were skewed, but it's still kind of crazy to see like how that happened across the board.
Man, so I wanted to watch Strive results, by the way. If you want to move on. I
did watch a little bit of Strive as well. I got a chance to peek it out. I think for Strive, let me see. For Strive, we know it was Gobu. Ended up taking the dub there. So yeah, the Gobu coming through with Zato. This is World Finals. For Zato is really, really wild. I'm trying to see if I can find that clip in the meantime. But Gobu ended up taking it over who's 2nd place on that one. Trying to
I have it here. Remember. It is Locks, Giovanna.
Yes,
2nd
Gio.
place again.
Actually, Gio saw place twice, which was really dope. Both 2nd place and of course Ty TY with the Chip and Gio got tied for 8th place, or rather for 7th place with Sanaka, who was the Happy Chaos. Polka tied at 5th with Happy Chaos with Tiara with Kai. Daru Ino, the only Ino out there, just saving the camp, making it 4th place there. Umaman with Ramlethal and Viking. I didn't know which they played in top 8. I didn't get to see that match. I have to double check. And of course, Locks with Giovanna, and like I said, Gobu. Wizado won. No Go Lewis, the utmost defensive. Security defense agent or whatever, defense agent, stayed at home.
Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense, thank you. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. Secretary of Defense just stayed at home. Did not come out to play as far as we can tell. I don't know if there was any in the pools, but did not show up for top 8.
You see who tied for 13th?
Oh, yeah.
Leffen?
Yeah. Punk making out in 13th place, and kind of went on a Twitter rant on that one. Listen, I just want to put it out there. Like, Strive is not like the hardest game to play at all. It isn't. I think once you get to a certain high level, like, you can tell it becomes, you have to really know how the system works to kind of take advantage of it, and your character obviously also affects it. But Punk playing Soul, really good start, right? Or you can, if you have good fundamentals, if you're just good at like being able to, if you're just a good player, you can go far. So I don't understand why the guy does get a lot of shit for it. He like from the said community. I don't know if it's like people are like tripping because like, oh, he's a Street Fighter player, and he's just like, he also lets it known like, I don't play this game and I can still make it this far up. Like, yeah, bro, like if you're a good player, you'll shine. But there was like a lot of Twitter rants. It's not the only Twitter rant that went down this weekend as well.
Yeah.
When it came to Punk. But good on you. You made fucking top 16 EVO Japan and with Soul, and you're fucking, I don't want to keep saying like, oh, with Soul, like putting it in there as if that's the reason. But Soul's a really good character to do it with. Fuck yeah. Like if it's your style, like, dude, more power to you. Like, good on you. That's some shit. Some people, can't even say they did. And and if it's not your main game too, like I said, more power to you. Like, absolutely. I know people give them crap about it. As long as you're just not shitting on people either. That's my other part of the coin, is like, it's cool that you made it, but also, There are people that grind and just maybe don't make it because they're just not there. Doesn't take away from them, but it also, you know, shouldn't matter. It's like, brother made top 13, made it 13, tied for 13th, like in top 16. Like, hell yeah, good on you. Like America, I think. Was there any other American player? Jonathan Tene, you know, Zato with Zato 1, made it a little bit higher, of course. I don't recognize any other one past that. So yeah, good on you though. And let me see, for Tekken, Arslan Ash, Safina, Kinumi Mitsu over Mel with Geese. Once again, it was like I think that was like a 5-0, 3-0 or whatever. Everything was an man, like body bag. I don't know what else to tell you there. Body bag, but it was good. It was actually good variety. We had Jack Sevens representing Fakuram, Mr. Fuck You Man, Claudio, Shaheen.
Fuck You Man and find out.
Fuck You Man and find out this kick. Steve, Josie,
I'm only reading
Eliza,
his name, y'all.
Julia, Panda, Geese. Actually, there was not a single repeat character in top 8 in Tekken 7. Even the additional like auxiliary characters were different. So we had a total of, for top 8, we had 12 different characters being represented. So that's awesome. And it kind of continued on until about the 9th place area, like 11th kind of area. We got to see a back-to-back Akuma there. We had 3 Akumas, but no Akumas in top 8. No Akumas in top 8, but another 2D character with Geese making it, though.
But Tokido way down there in 33rd.
Oh, really?
Akuma. Yep.
Oh. Yeah, why? I didn't even know when he played.
Get that far?
Not even surprised. Not, he's like, let me get back to my Street Fighter 4 days.
Chanel. I'm surprised to see Chanel so low. Joey Fury back in there in 25th. Anakin in 33rd. Just looking for names I know. Yeah.
Nobi with Fang.
I'm surprised they made it out there. You don't really know how many people are going out there. You're gonna stay looking at top 8. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even know how many entered. I know that there was a lot of attendance.
Yeah. All right, so
took advantage of that.
With that, Street Fighter 5. I did get to watch. I did get to watch a good amount, a decent amount of it. With shout outs to All King holding it down, coming back from losers. That one was I think that was a 6-0, even with the reset. I don't believe Nemo unfortunately took one at all from All King.
Nemo started with Gil, went to Falk.
Went to Urian.
Back to Gil. Yeah. But
I got to watch around the Momochi area, like Momochi versus Machabo, and then Machabo versus All King, which, by the way, Machabo is who took All King to losers. Like my man's record was like 12-13-1 or some shit like that, and he got not only got his revenge, but to win the tournament. Like, you got to be feeling yourself some kind of way.
Once I heard that it was Machabo who put him in losers, I'm like, oh, Nemo, you are done for.
Oh yeah, because my boy was hot. That boy was hot, and he did not stop.
Okay. Punk made top 8.
Yeah, Punk made top 8. And shout outs to Mono, by the way. Yep. Fucking top 8 as well. All of to Mono. Yeah. We had Mono back in the show, like, right after first attack went out, or like, a month or so after first attack, out there grinding Fang forever. Represent the island, man. Made us super proud. Shout outs
winners
to you.
Too.
Yeah.
Lost winner semis to Nemo, 3-2, impressive.
3-2,
and then lost. Let me see, losers, semis. No.
Higuchi.
Eliminated, but yeah.
No. Is it Higuchi or Momochi? Nope. Sorry, I think it might have been Momochi.
Momochi eliminated 3-1.
Yeah,
more than Punk could say, because Punk lost 3-0. Punk used Vega and Karen.
I didn't see the Vega. The Luke makes sense. The Karen I did see. Yeah, Karen I did see the Momochi because he bet the farm with the EXDP at the end against Momochi and he blocked.
We're gonna get to why I'm giving him so much caca.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We might as well get into that because I think that was the last of the top 8. So shout outs to All King. Shout outs to all the winners of EVO Japan. It was still incredible to watch.
Virtual Fighter we didn't talk about.
Excuse me, Virtual Fighter.
Maximilian put out a really good video I saw today, just in a nutshell, just hype matches that from the top 8, just like, the ring outs, the grabs, the pies, the Jackies dressed up as Paul. Go ahead and check his video out that he released today. It's a pretty good look into just hype moments.
Shout out to Tan-chan for taking the dub there.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, EVO Japan is done and dusted, but not without its fair share of controversy. We're kind of alluding to it. If you were on Twitter, there was a lot of things that went down. It brought, Punk was, one of the aspects of it that went down for some good reasons, good and bad reasons. I want to say is a combination of both. Because when there are issues, you should speak up about it. I wasn't even aware that, I think it was Jonathan Tene actually's tweet that got me, that there was one setup per pool, which was crazy to think about.
Well, the year that we went to EVO, I believe it was also, might have been 2 or 1 setup. Now, we were in a very small venue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fantastically small.
Yeah, I think this was a bigger venue.
Much bigger, yeah. The picture I sent you, or the tweet of Xiayou, he had a good picture of it.
Yeah, so, we'll actually bring this up. So, there was like a lot of back and forth tweeting. Oh, this was going on here, that's going on here. EVO even themselves acknowledged that they know of, there were problems and they want to get feedback. And Rick, as well as also quote tweeted, obviously managing a lot of this stuff too. Quote tweeting it, saying like, hey, we're going to be working on it. We're committing and making it better. Markman as well. Everyone that's, it's an event. Things go right, things go wrong. The way you judge a good event isn't not just like, sure, yes, the way the event runs is a good way, but also how the event will then take its shortcomings, its failures. If they keep doing having the same problem the next year, then you can kind of, get a sense for how they're really treating the event. But if it's not good this year, or there's a problem one year and then that's fixed next year, it's progress. All right. I just want to make that as kind of like the benchmark for everybody, kind of like the bar. But yeah, EVO has tweeted about it. New venue, the look, the presentation, the expanded activities this year. We also know about the event produced a flawed competitor experience throughout the tournament. That imbalance will never happen again. Talking about the stream setup specifically, which is also linked to things like the Punk tweets, stating there was like lag on it. There was even I think there was a delay due to him kind of explaining and trying to show like there's a problem. And he's not the only one. There were others. I think Arslan Ash was another one. There was another Tekken player that was talking about it as well. I just can't think of the name. Starts with an R. It was a top 8 too. I feel bad. I'm sorry. My apologies. But they voiced like, hey, there is a problem with the stream setup. To my understanding, it was only kind of to the stream setup. We'll go into a little bit of those details. Yes, yeah, I believe it was that player. So they stated, they're committed to making a great pairing experience globally. Our U.S. team will work closely with our partners in Japan to align in these event series with community expectations. EVO Japan has limitless potential as an experience and destination. We will ensure it reaches for you. We ensure it reaches it to you for you. Okay, that was a weird way to end it on that, but yeah, I think overall that's like a great way to taking it. Like just acknowledge it. Yes, it'd be a bad way to acknowledge to just pretend like everything's perfect. It's not. It's very rare where an event actually goes perfect. Even then, there's always small things you can always fix. So that went off. That in a combination of Punk's kind of meltdown. It's out there. There's no real way of like getting rid of it. The internet never forgets. Neither does places like Reddit and all. It kind of goes in. If you look at things like the subreddit R Fighters, talking about there's a little bit of salt there, and it's understandable when you travel and you do all this to work with a sub-competitive level setup that could cost you the game. Yes, I can absolutely understand the saltiness and the actual the anger from it. Absolutely. Are there possibly better ways to kind of communicate that versus I will never attend a shitty Japanese tournament ever in my life? Makes zero sense. They can't reset score when they use the controller and feel the same. Like there's a finesse to this. All right. And you can be like, yo, calling it out as it is. I'm being real about it. Sure. But there's a finesse to that. All right. Because you're still kind of dog the tournament. You're still, dogging the work. And yes, if the work is not up to standard, there's a bit more of a better way to to go down that path. But I can also understand as a competitor, the salt is there, you're on stream, like emotions run high. Yeah, I'm sure this, it says 19 minutes tweeted when they went down. I'm sure that was probably within 10 minutes after those 19 minutes after he got done and got off the set, the stage.
I look at what Arslan wrote. Main screen monitor is so laggy. Hopefully they fix this soon. That's nothing wrong. That's just, dang, the equipment's messed up. That's crazy.
Yes.
You're not blanket statementing the entire tournament over your laggy setup, which, by the way, if there's 1,000 other competitors and you're in top 8, those other 992 other players are probably not even going to get to see, like, what out of all those 992 players that didn't make top 8, how many of them are actually going to be on the mainstream and experience that lag? If you'd experienced it, go ahead and talk about it with somebody. Talk with production. Talk with them. If they don't understand, I mean, obviously you're in another country. Go ahead and find Rick. Go ahead and find Markman. Tweet to the right people. Don't just bring it up like this. I mean, yeah, if they're not happening or if they're not doing it. But again, you're in another country. There may be a language barrier. Maybe. I'm not there. But when I was there, I tried my best to make sure that they could read my name. I could read, could be at my post where I needed to be when I needed to be there. It was the one tournament I made out of pools at 2018 EVO. So like, it's partially my responsibility to make sure that I can play at my best.
Yeah. By
one, being there, and by two, all of the above. Sorry.
Being as communicative as possible. Yeah. I mean, the other thing about it is that he wasn't the first one to kind of point it out, right? Like if you look at the timelines, like 5 hours ago, both Rangchu and Arslan were like, hey, super laggy monitor setup. Like there should have been a little bit more attention to that if it hadn't been fixed. And that's the other part. I actually want to play on the other side of what you said, like those 992 competitors, like then how often is that, how often is the setup being used that, it's a pool play, like a pool match versus a top 8 where maybe a player might notice it more, right? Not to say, like some people, there are still some competitors out there that might not feel a difference. Like they like can't tell. They're not that tuned in, so it takes to a certain high caliber player to understand that, which once again, I can understand, but there is a bit more tact to it. Latif also kind of chiming in, tournaments in NA are much better, more fun in those in my experience than Japan, where I did have fun overall thanks to my cousin, but I don't think I'll go back to Japanese tournament again. I'd rather spend the trip to go to EMEA or NA events. Like I get that, but
it's different. Okay, good. Sorry. I
was gonna say, but like stating, shitty ass tournament, fly all this way to get treated like absolute dog shit. I'm like, I'm like, I don't think you gotta treat it like dog shit. Like, let's be real. Like, that's a pretty big stipulation there. Like, but don't get me wrong, he's still in the right for stating like there is a problem here, and there was a delay because he was trying to explain it, and yes, there might have been maybe a language barrier there and such, but. There was definitely ways to communicate that better. You definitely could have handled that better, but at the same time, at least EVO now understands, and they're not like pushing you under, they're not putting you under the rug, right? Like Rick himself even put it like, hey, Punk was correct, like he wrote it right there. Punk is right. Punk was right. He made the right call there. It's just people had a problem with just the way he showed it, and like there's a professionalism to it, man. There's a professional. You might not feel it now, but like this stuff does, will always reflect on you. Will always. And if you're if you're at that level, like you gotta, keep. I don't want to say you gotta censor yourself, but you just, I'm just giving you some free advice here. Like take it if you want. This is free 99. Like it's just, companies will always look at that. Your perception, your public opinion, people have the court of public opinion on you will always like follow you. And stuff like this that is like could also deter you. Like I get it. It came from a place of understanding and good. It's just maybe it was handled a little incorrectly. It's like it is what it is. But the message got across.
It's so irksome because there's a huge echo chamber that comes with his disdain for a tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge I say it every time he comes up, is that influence that he has, influence even us ourselves that we have as a podcast. We're not going to be here and sit here and be fake. We'll tell you some things. Even, I mean, Meza will tell you some more things than I would. But like, what I'm saying is that like, when you have influence, you have to be careful how you choose to share it. Look at Arslan. He knows, he's just saying his experience.
Yeah.
Punk is also saying his experience, but also making sure that everyone that follows him knows this and that and the other. But then Justin Wong, I saw he tweeted out, you guys should apologize to Punk. And it's like, why? Because Rick put out a statement and EVO put out a statement that yes, these things happen. I mean, there's still a peanut gallery that's gonna say whether they go into another chat room or another Twitch stream. Maybe I'm just floating here, but we're getting close to the end of the episode, aren't we?
He's like, yeah, we got. So one thing to follow up on all this is something that Juna posted up, right? So about all the information that went down, especially some misinformation, right? He talks about the lag issue. Punk and others complain about the stream setup being laggy, which was acknowledged by EVO. This was only the stream setup. The 500 or so setups for pools were fine and even came with noise canceling headsets. Just fix the stream setup next time. Yes. So it's stating all these things that could be fixed easily. The brackets, this was a real issue at EVO with the volunteer TOs not knowing how to run a bracket, causing mass delays, people waiting around for hours. Easily fixable. Just DQ players who are not there. I repeat, just DQ players who are not there. Damn.
Yep.
The heat, the venue was very stuffy and hot once it filled up. That is true. I did hear like day one was crazy. Even if they didn't want to pay for the AC, there was a huge shutters all over the venue that could have been open to let the cool air in. EVO said more people attended than they anticipated. Just be ready next year. It's a good problem to have. Majors in tennis are divided by court type, hard, clay, grass, because each surface heavily affects the game, with some players excelling on one type but struggling in others. I say we do this with fighting games.
This is a totally different tweet. It's not part of the thread.
Oh wait, is it not? Oh yeah, my bad. It looked really good. I was like, hey, that's actually a pretty cool idea. Kind of bring a solution.
22 hours.
Yeah. So
clay floors. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the heat. Okay. Japan had the best location for every major. Sorry, Daytona Beach. Okay. Easily accessible, spacious venue, more than enough setups. It's free. Still ran the exact same thing next year. Fix the issues would be amazing. Good luck. Yeah, like I think these are these could be fixable issues. Like I said, just judge the event for how it was this time. But that feedback is very important. Let them know. They need to know. You should be telling your TOs this. This goes to any major. This isn't just EVO Japan. This is any major. Tell them. A good TO will have their ears open. Organizers will have their ears open because they should take this. This is what is it called? Constructive criticism.
Right.
Now, whether or not they decide to execute on a constructive criticism is how you should judge them afterwards. Is how you should really take that with, listen, I told you this is a problem. And if next year it is a problem again, outside of extenuating circumstances where maybe something just could not happen, would not budge, fine. Other than that, you judge them on it.
Right, because this doesn't lead to growth.
Exactly.
It doesn't lead to growth. If you have 4,000 followers and 700 people see your tweet of those followers, I don't want to go to that tournament. I don't want to go to EVO, and specifically in Japan, where I'd like to visit Japan when there's an EVO there.
Yep.
Man, I'd really like to go to EVO Japan again. I personally would. And will this deter me? No, because I would go on my own accord, and if it lags on my setup, I don't care. I'm still in Japan.
Yeah, there's also one way to look at it. Fuck it. I'm seeing a Gundam.
Yeah, and listen, I went for 4 days. I went for EVO Japan. But man, did I enjoy everything around EVO.
For sure.
I didn't make it my priority.
Yeah.
Even just being in a taxi cab in Japan. Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I think our guy was a gangster before. He was really intimidating.
All I was going to say was Japan is very anime. Then I realized anime is very Japan.
Yeah, right. All right, so with that, what did you guys think? You guys checked out EVO Japan. Did you guys watch? Did you guys stay up with the drama? What do you think of the criticisms that EVO has taken in? Should there be more? Should there be things that they should have avoided from the rip? Let us know about that. Of course, make sure to hit us up on all social medias. But before we close out the show, we're going to take 2 seconds to get a drink on. We'll be right back, and we'll be ending this up. All right, EVO Japan's behind us. A lot of good things came out of it. Some criticisms came out of it as well. Plenty of Tekken action. Got some Granblue news as well as some Strive characters to take a look, or Bedman to look into. But that is going to be it for this week's episode of Double Tap. We appreciate everyone that's been hanging out with us. It's good to be back. I know it feels like for me it's been gone a long time, but it's because we've been jumping in other projects. But every Monday usually gets me stoked to do this. Once again, guys, make sure to follow us at Double Tap FGC on Twitter, of course, on YouTube as well. You can follow my awesome host here, Static Gorilla, at Static Gorilla, at all social media platforms. Even though the homie Mezza's not here, go follow him at Mezza FGC, and you can follow me at CrashTag VS, of course. hit us up, tweet at us, let us know what you thought about it on EVO Japan or the Tekken news, everything we've covered here today. And Cammy, do you think she's busted now? Let me know, please. I just want to make sure I'm not the only one in the crazy house. Of course, you guys can support us on any podcast platform of choice as well. Feedback is greatly appreciated. We read it right here live on the show. We take that constructive criticism to heart for sure. But anyone that does do it, we appreciate it. Everyone that has done it, we appreciate you as well. Make sure to join us on Discord as well, mash.gg/Discord. Get involved with our awesome community out there. Get involved with our community driven segments like My Mains, all that good stuff. It's gonna be coming back. We're bringing it back as well, a couple other ones as well. But in the meantime, that's gonna be it. We'll be live next week, Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Once again, we'll see you guys there. We got plenty more to talk about, things like Project L, some more Tekken, a whole lot of other things. You're gonna want to stay tuned for that. We'll see you guys then. Later.